When I was 13, my family moved to another country for my dad's work. It was a sudden shift from everything I knew and loved, uprooting my life and leaving behind my friends, especially my best friend from birth, Emily. For 2 years, I tried to adjust to the new culture, language, and environment, but I always missed home. The thought of returning kept me going, and finally, in August, we moved back. We went straight to our summer house to reunite with family and friends. As soon as we settled in, my sister Lily and I made our way to Emily's house. I was eager to see her, to share all the stories and adventures we had missed in each other's lives. Emily's grandma, whom we affectionately called Nana, was a constant presence during our childhood. She was the quintessential grandma, sweet, with her white hair always in a bun, an apron perpetually tied around her waist, and a plate of cookies and a glass of juice always at the ready. We knocked on Emily's door, and Nana answered with a warm, familiar smile. "Welcome back, girls. So lovely to see you. How are your parents?" she asked. We chatted for a while, catching up. Nana mentioned that Emily had already left for the city since school was starting soon, and she would be leaving shortly too. We thanked her, asked her to say hi to Emily, and left, feeling the comfort of familiar surroundings and people. When we got home, I told Mom that Nana had said hi. Mom nodded absent-mindedly, but I was too excited to notice her lack of enthusiasm. A year passed, and once again, it was summer vacation. We returned to the summer house, and this time, Emily was there too. I was thrilled to see her, and we hugged, laughing and catching up on everything we had missed. It was like no time had passed at all. As we talked, I casually mentioned, "Hey, we saw your Nana last year. She looked great. Did she come with you this time?" Emily's expression shifted to one of confusion. "Which Nana are you talking about?" "You know, Nana, your grandma who always gives us cookies and juice." Emily's face turned pale. "That can't be possible, Sarah. Nana died the year you left the country." I stared at her, unable to process her words. "What? No, we saw her last summer. She talked to us and everything." Emily shook her head, tears welling up in her eyes. "Nana has been dead for 2 years now. There's no way you saw her." Lily, who had been listening quietly, interjected. "We both saw her, Emily. She talked to us, and we even told Mom about it." Emily's expression was a mix of disbelief and fear. "Are you sure it was her?" I nodded vehemently, feeling a chill run down my spine. "I'm positive." We knocked on the door and she answered, just like always. The realization hit us all at once. We had seen and spoken to Nana's ghost. The thought was both terrifying and strangely comforting. I ran home, my heart pounding, and burst into the kitchen where Mom was preparing dinner. "Mom, do you remember me telling you we saw Nana last year?" I asked, breathless. Mom looked up, surprised by my urgency. "Yes, I remember." "Why?" "Nana has been dead for 3 years." I exclaimed, my voice shaking. Mom's face went white, and she dropped the spoon she was holding. "What are you talking about?" "Emily just told us. Nana died the year we left the country, but we saw her last summer. We talked to her." Mom sank into a chair, her hands trembling. "That can't be possible. Are you sure?" "Yes, Mom. We saw her, and she talked to us. She even asked about you and Dad." Mom's eyes filled with tears as she tried to process the impossible. I don't know what to say. The news spread quickly among our family and friends. Everyone was both fascinated and disturbed by our encounter. Some believed it was a ghostly visitation, while others thought it was a figment of our imagination. But Lily and I knew what we had seen. Nana had been as real as the day she used to bake us cookies and fuss over our scraped knees. Determined to find answers, we decided to visit the local library to see if we could uncover any information about the paranormal. The librarian, Mrs. Harper, was a kind old woman with a wealth of knowledge. She listened to our story with a mix of curiosity and sympathy. "There have been reports of ghostly encounters in this area before," she said, leading us to a section filled with books on local legends and hauntings. "Sometimes, spirits stay behind because they have unfinished business or because they are attached to a place or person." We spent hours poring over books, searching for anything that might explain our encounter. One story, in particular, caught our attention. It was about a woman who had lived in our town decades ago. She was known for her kindness and her love for children, much like Nana. According to the legend, she had died suddenly, but her spirit remained, watching over the children she had cared for. Could it be that Nana's spirit was watching over us? The thought was both comforting and eerie. We decided to visit the cemetery where Nana was buried, hoping to find some peace or perhaps a sign. The cemetery was quiet, the air heavy with the scent of blooming flowers and the weight of countless memories. We found Nana's grave, a simple headstone with her name and dates etched into the stone. We stood there in silence, feeling a mix of sadness and gratitude. "Do you think she's really gone?" Lily asked softly. "I don't know," I replied, "but I feel like she's still with us somehow." As we stood there, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves of a nearby tree, and for a moment, we thought we heard a faint, familiar voice. "Welcome back, girls." We looked at each other, our eyes wide with amazement. It was Nana's voice, soft and loving, just as we remembered. Tears streamed down our faces as we realized that she was still with us, watching over us from beyond the grave. We left the cemetery that day with a sense of closure and peace. Nana might be gone, but her spirit and love remained, a comforting presence in our lives. And every summer, when we returned to our summer house, we would visit Nana's grave, leaving cookies and juice as a tribute to the sweetest grandma who ever lived. So, was this real or fake? Did we completely make this up? Or was it based on a true story? Now, remember, we spice up the true stories a little, just to make them a little interesting. You tell us. Comment below. What do you think? I will reveal the real and the fake ones on December 18th.